switch up here.
On the top.
Okay.
Can you hear me fine, by the way, on there?
Yeah, you're
Here,
gonna have to
matter of
speak
fact,
in.
yeah, let me
speak
move
into
this
the
a little
mic.
bit more. Yeah, you're gonna have to project.
I don't have a voice like you, man.
I know.
Actually, it picks up pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that should be better.
I don't know, man. I think you project well. I don't know.
Stacy,
I've never known Jason to be
Who?
quiet.
Is this yours, Dave?
That's me. That's me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
down in it?
Yeah.
Are we good?
So
You
we're
can see all four
recording.
of us, roughly?
He's a little
We are
bit
currently
cut off,
live.
But you look great.
On YouTube.
That's good.
That's good then.
All right. All right, we'll start with the sound, the anthem.
Yep.
The da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Shrimp City Report. My name's Devin.
I'm DJ.
That is DJ, number one son and number one other podcaster. Tonight, is it night yet?
I mean, technically it's night.
Okay,
but it's
technically, yeah.
Technically. I heard some daylight savings times
I've had
going
2
on.
drinks, so it must be night, right?
Okay, so tonight we are at Benny Rinaldi's in the TapRoom. We are part of TapRoom Live, which is kind of well, actually it's the brainchild of our first guest, Jason. And Jason Rock has put together this Thursday. It's every Thursday?
Every Thursday is music, but it's the second and last Thursday of every month is the full TapRoom Live party.
Okay. So, how did you come to start this? Were you just working at Benny Rinaldi's and you're like, man, this place could use a little live action?
Yeah, so it's actually interesting. Maybe I gotta backtrack first and let me shout out to Stripe Pig for kind of hosting our night here.
Okay.
We're gonna get Pixie up here. Stripe Pig Distillery has kind of partnered with us tonight to do a cocktail night. And the way it kind of started is, it's a really long story, but it's kind of a fun story, I think, to tell. I was trying to create a site that kind of was going to be, think Craigslist meets Yelp for entertainment.
Okay.
I'm a big traveler. I moved down to Charleston about a little over a year and a half ago for work, which I've moved on from.
Right.
But I came to Benny Rinaldi's and I was coming here regularly eating pizza. And they said they were looking for someone to kind of get the Benny's in Park Circle to have a little more traffic and entertainment and things going on here.
Right.
So I started looking for musicians to kind of help grow the business here because I noticed that live music was a huge thing here in Charleston.
Yeah.
And so I started kind of feeling out as the bar manager here which musicians would be kind of interested in performing, letting us record, but then also, helping people kind of grow the community here, which is in Park Circle. We're located down here and we make awesome slices at Benny's, massive slices, which I'm eating right now. But really what it was is the origins of TapRoom Live for me actually goes back to I was trying to create like a business or a digital company that focused on, let's say you were in Chicago or you're going someplace else or you're going to Charleston and you wanted to hear live music. You wanted to go do something fun, you're from out of town.
Yeah.
I hated traveling and not knowing what to do if I was solo traveling. So I had this original idea to create a business that was, again, like Yelp for entertainment. I didn't want to have to pay to go to live shows. I didn't want to pay to go. I just wanted to show up to a bar venue and know, hey, what's going on in that area.
Yeah.
Right.
So I created a site, actually, the original name I had was Locate, and it was a map of bars, restaurants, and venues throughout the country. Kind of like when you went to Craigslist back in the day, you could find like roommates,
Right, yeah.
or you could find places to go live, or if you just wanted to buy stuff like on Facebook Marketplace. So I started mapping out venues and seeing, oh, could this work? I kind of turned that into an idea. I have a love for music and live music, so I said, hey, we could do this for musicians locally and tie them in. So we started mapping out venues, and that's what TapRoom Live really is. It's a map of all the venues here in Charleston that have open mics, live music, performances, and just anyone looking to do type of comedy or poetry. And that's kind of what the site has kind of evolved into. And Jeremy is one of the first artists that I kind of talk to about that concept,
Yeah.
and he immediately thought it would be a great resource for anyone locally, not just people trying to go out and have a good time, but musicians trying to have a good time
and more
get
than
the word
locally.
out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm wondering, at what point did you realize you're doing about 5 times the amount of work that everyone else in their average life is doing?
Yeah, I mean, I like to stay busy.
Yeah.
I'm always kind of doing something or hustling in some kind of way. So, I mean, this has been a project that I've wanted to kind of do for a while.
Yeah.
The site has been actually, prototype has been, I built the site actually 2 years ago. And again, originally it was supposed to kind of be like a co-op for musicians, artists, all the above in multiple cities. So that's kind of what I was trying to do here, and I found that I could actually kind of experiment with that here at Benny's in Park Circle. The community here in Park Circle is amazing. Everyone here is like a neighbor. Everyone here is friendly. Everyone
Right.
here is
Yeah.
really cool about interacting and just having a good time. So building that out was really something that I knew I could kind of start doing in this area.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're natives, so we happened upon this coming in and meeting you and everything. So you're a very gregarious fellow, and
Thanks.
so,
I like to drink beer too,
Yeah.
have a good time, listen to good music. So
well, Jeremy, you were stating that it's not just local.
Right.
You all have aspirations for a bigger picture.
Right. Charleston's a really easy thing for us to do because it's where we're at right now. And I kind of remember Jason. I played a show here one time. I did an event.
Yeah.
And afterwards, he was like, we'd like to get you or like somebody else. We're trying to get like artists in here. Like they started doing like live music and stuff like that around. And I was like, man, I could host an open mic,
Yeah.
And that's whenever he started talking about the concept of the TapRoom Live, which worked well with me. All my social media is like Jeremy Hobson Live.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's easy at that point to promote. But we have like this thing where we want to be able to get it where you can go anywhere and find entertainment, really of any kind, like whether it's you're just a person going to enjoy the music or somebody who's like playing or you're like looking for venues, like you move somewhere, or just any type of entertainment. Really.
Yeah, I mean, taste alone in music is like, it's a needle in the haystack when
Yeah.
going local.
Yeah.
So having some type of guide or anything to tell you about what you personally are feeling.
I tell people all the time, try to go to Facebook and like navigate through the events. I can never do it. I don't
my
know
God,
what's
yeah.
ever going on.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like a way that you can really like wrap everything together and just all in one place. And we would like to also do this in a way that Jason was talking about with artists being able to like post stuff on there and then
Yeah.
further, like promote and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then you get like more of a feedback from like the community type stuff.
So I think to bring it back, so the original idea that I had working with it was, I thought, what if Yelp had a physical location? And so I was actually going to take some time off the work and start going around, and I was just going to look for venues to kind of connect with, was kind of the original idea that I was kind of starting with. And then I said, well, why don't I just build a prototype? That's what I did about 2 years ago. So I started experimenting with the different features, things that we could go have up there for these venues to look in. I don't know if you remember a platform back in the day, Snapchat kind of does it now, Yik Yak. Were you ever familiar with that?
It's
Not
big,
familiar.
like college campus type.
So do you remember the main feature of Yik Yak?
Remind me.
So Yik Yak allowed you to go to, say you went to like a Yelp page, you could talk to people directly there at that location.
Right.
So
Okay. Yeah.
it was location focused. Snapchat kind of does stuff similar to that where they post music, they post videos. Instagram kind of asks you to tag your location. But it's a lot to sift through. It makes my head want to explode.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, why don't we try to do that for music specifically? And so TapRoom Live, in short, is it's a hybrid music and content website that allows for local musicians to get their content out there. If you're a musician that hasn't reached gone out into a live venue, you're sitting at home playing in your living room or your kitchen, you can come to the last Thursday of every month here and play at a live venue and get content, and that's what we're putting up for musicians and allowing musicians to do.
Yeah, it seems like a natural transition is going to be, I mean, I know you probably don't want to get into booking and all that, but it seems to me that by osmosis, you're going to be at least a clearinghouse of venues and musicians.
Right.
And then they may think you're Booker Man or y'all, that's what y'all are doing. But it just seems like a natural progression. Have y'all, thought about that contingency?
So yeah, that's actually built into the site already. We just don't have it open to the public yet,
Right.
Because we are still in the testing phase of everything. Oddly enough, you bring that up, we actually just got our first artist, Isaiah Rujo. He's here tonight. He'll jump on later on the podcast, Black Belt Revival. We were contacted by a local entertainment company here in Charleston, and we got him booking the next day after his last set. So if you're someone out there that's just trying to play music and get into the live music scene, trying to get paid gigs, the content that you'll get at a TRL night, which again is the last Thursday of every month, we'll get you contact in a live venue, and then we will promote you to other venues. I mean, the first session we had, you've been to two of them now, I think, Devin.
I have. Yeah.
The first one we did was back in November. We had about 20 people show up. We had 14 musicians show up for that that night. 20 non-musicians showed up. 14 musicians showed up. We had too many people. Jeremy is the host, and he was scrambling, I think, that night to get it going.
I had no idea what to do.
We had to start cutting sets. And the way the format, I don't know if you maybe want to talk about that really quickly in a minute, is we try to reach out to as many musicians in the Charleston area and get them here for an open mic night.
Right.
So the first one we had about 20 people. The second one we had about 40 to 50. The third one we had about 50 to 75.
That's mind-boggling.
The fourth one we ended up having about 100 to 125 people come through the room for the night. And again, TapRoom Live, the acronym is supposed to be associated to the MTV generation.
Yeah.
It's basically like a TRL night.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought about, So,
Not to, throw our name out there completely yet, but
I'm the original MTV generation. I remember the day that it started.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I mean, the events are growing, and we're now connected to probably about, I would say 35 to 40 musicians in Charleston. We don't have the space to host 30 to 45 musicians here now. We are actually reaching out to other venues now. And the reason we're really excited to have Stripe Pig in here tonight is because Stripe Pig, we're actually going to do TRL there this Saturday.
Oh, right on. Yeah, we're going to we'll have Stripe Pig on in a little bit to talk about their product.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. So Jeremy, if you want to talk about, I don't know if that's something like to get into the whole
Jeremy.
process.
So yeah, the musicians come in. We didn't know anything about what to expect the first time. The only thing that we knew is that we wanted artists to come in, kind of have like an open mic experience, but with a twist of like I do an interview with the person afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
And kind of get to like know them, promote what the sponsor is for the night and stuff like that. And then it just keeps growing and growing. So we ended up.
We need to go to some other. We need to.
Well, we need to go to other. Yeah, we have to go to other things. But we went with 20-minute sets. That way get 9 people all together per month. Just like coming for the thing, because we do we still do the interviews and everything.
Right.
We still got the sponsors. Coming and we want to be able to promote those just as much as like we do the artists.
And so,
but also the big Jason was talking about artists coming through and like kind of having the opportunity to create content but I think also beyond that it's just like a great way of a lot of artists to find a way to express themselves and network, which is like a huge thing with like anything entertainment wise.
Sure.
You got to get around, you got to get to know people, and you got to know how music like
I think
entertainment
someone
works,
I was talking
and
to.
a good example
Yeah.
is Blaze over here. I
Blaze
watched
is a great example.
Blaze is a great example. I met him probably a couple months ago. He went out and sang for the first time that night. And,
At one of our TapRoom live nights, yeah. It was his first recorded.
Right, right. But even within that, it was still within the first month or maybe even 2 weeks, he had sang for the first time. So it's just one of those things where you get to actually you hang out with other musicians, just
I think someone
it's a
mentioned
big
on
party,
one of your posts on Facebook, or you said it's kind of a networking event for musicians in the Charleston area.
is.
And I think that's really cool. Is we've got, I think Isaiah and Purple Magnolia plays here.
Right.
They'll be in here later tonight. But they're doing a duo now because they met at one of our events.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Okay, cool.
Which I think is really cool. Blaze is actually going to play tonight later on, and this will be his first paid live performance that he's going to play after this podcast is done.
Oh, really? Do y'all hear that, everybody? There are paid opportunities for this.
And that was really why I wanted to start doing the TRL night.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I didn't know musicians in Charleston when I moved here a little over a year ago.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a way for me to actually find, as a venue host, how to find who I could get in here regularly and what they're looking to play and the type of music to play. And I have to stress, my favorite thing about it is I don't like to have, or I think at the heart of TRL, TapRoomLive.com is, we don't want covers, unlike a lot of other venues in
full
Charleston.
expression.
Oh, wow. I hadn't thought about that.
I've heard from a lot of musicians that come and they play at our events. I'm not going to throw shade at any specific venues, but I've heard if you go downtown, they will tell you a set list of covers that they want you to play as a musician, which I think is just crazy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the guys here, they are working on their own music. The musicians that come through, and this is where you can experiment with your live songs and see how crowds kind of respond. And of course, not doing covers also allows us to not have to deal with any, hopefully, copyright type.
Oh, yeah, you don't have
Right.
to deal with BMI or ASCAP or anybody.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's fascinating. You basically, with having all these local artists talking to each other beforehand and after, being able to try out new stuff, you basically created a local music think tank almost,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, and there's got to be some kind of you're building up a loyalty as well. I hate to use the term scene or whatever, but really you are. It's so this is gonna be a hub. So this is gonna be a thing. I do believe this is gonna be a thing, and it already is a thing.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
But you're also providing this new age. I'm going to speak new age, but you're providing a nurturing environment to develop. So you're talking about folks that have never played out before, people tonight that are playing that have never been paid to play.
Right.
So you're giving that platform, which number one that speaks to the confidence that they're going to have after that.
Right.
But also, like I said, it breeds loyalty, and you will have a cadre of folks.
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
to. We're starting to cap it at 10 musicians
Yeah.
I think, per session, and then we are starting to court a closing band for the full TapRoom Live. So tonight is interesting because it is our first cocktail TapRoom Live tasting with Striped Pig, and so we're gonna have about 4 to 5 musicians play after this. We're gonna live stream it to TapRoomLive.com, hopefully, and then we're gonna get some good music here from Blaze, who's gonna start it off. But the cool thing that I think needs to be mentioned is you can go there now and sign up, but we just posted an interview on the blog section at TapRoomLive.com from an awesome guy named Butch. He's hosted the longest running open mic in Charleston.
Okay.
Cool.
And it's about 20, I think it's been running for about
26 years.
26 years. Jeremy did an interview with him. 3 of the musicians here, they play at that open mic, and you want to go to an open mic experience, go check out the Ice House in Somerville.
That is every Sunday,
is it
9 to
every-
1 o'clock. A matter of fact, about
Butch
a
is a
year,
cool dude.
about a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
I met Butch, and I didn't do music. I wrote some stuff in my bedroom and stuff like that, but I didn't really do much music wise going out. But I saw Butch playing at a local venue, and I asked him, I was like, how do you feel about this song I wrote? And he's like, man, you should come out and play this, this place. And he's just like one of those people that like really will help guide like people. And I think that's what's awesome about like the whole
Whole
tap room.
experience.
Yeah, the whole experience.
That
in itself
interview
is,
Right.
that's up there talks about it, and you got to hear what Butch says because he talks
It's
about
very
how
genuine.
it is growing as a musician, especially if you're playing locally and you don't know how to find your voice. He talks about that.
Right.
But one thing I will say is, so what we're gonna do this month is the part of the experiment is you talked about bookings. We can. Jeremy is the host of TapRoom Live. I just help with the site and kind of help coordinate all that. Jeremy, there is going to be hopefully a booking feature that we release where you can bring TapRoom Live to your venue, and you
Wow,
can pay
okay.
Jeremy. And that is the goal. And just we've talked about this here at the bar here, Devin Senior, and you said maybe don't talk about all the things that are there, but there is a forum there, and it's a membership site for musicians first and venues. So you can create to view this podcast or this live stream on the site. You can create a profile for free right now. Go to taproomlive.com and go to the TapRoom live stream. You can log in with your email. Starting halfway through the year, towards the end of the year, there is going to be a paid membership aspect similar to a Netflix to access the content, which we plan to hopefully maybe share with artists and see how that goes. But the big part is musicians will always get a free membership to the site.
Okay.
Perfect, yeah.
As long as they upload their content or show us a link of them playing in a live venue.
All right, right on. So just quickly before we start moving on, where are y'all from? Just quickly.
I was born here in Charleston.
Okay, good.
Yeah, native person.
Okay, we are too.
Yeah, so I moved down
I
here
could tell.
from Connecticut, but I have lived all over, and my whole family is originally from Charleston, so I've been coming down here ever since I was 5.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm very familiar with Charleston. I actually spent the whole pandemic down here, living here by myself, not really being able to talk to many people because, it's pandemic, but I love Charleston. It's a great area, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on.
Well, we're going to leave. We're going to let you drive as far as who you would like to have up next.
Have come up next.
Yeah.
Yeah, so right now we got the owner and founder, Stripe Pig Distillery, Pixie.
Pixie?
She wants to come on up, and then Gigi, I think she's sneaking away over there. But
Yeah, let's get her on. I want to hear
hopefully
about.
she can get on up here.
I need some healing.
Yeah.
Check. And I need some.
Need a drink?
You know what? You could. I would like some striped pig and some Reiki.
Yeah.
Do
there
you
anything
have a
else?
spicy ginger volley right there?
Yeah, I do.
So I think we're going
good
to.
stuff.
I love those. Those are perfect for a podcast.
Jeremy, and let them get up here.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
if you want to come on this
So
side.
there's a set of headphones, or if you just want to switch places with
Yeah,
Jeremy.
we're gonna switch
Okay,
places.
Okay, that's cool.
I might jump back up. So if you come on this side, Pixie.
Eating that pizza, are you kidding me?
I'm taking
Yeah,
a
I
pizza.
know.
Right,
We're
tell me what's in that one.
This is the bacon and Gouda slice that's going
yeah. Benny Rinaldi's is famous for having pizzas as big as a wagon wheel.
Is no one else sitting here?
That's you right now.
That's you. Damn,
Can I
Pixie.
angle?
We're all good,
What I'm
yeah.
saying is, can I angle? Where did Gigi go?
I'll be back in a minute, Devin.
Okay.
Yeah, this is totally a drop in, a live drop in.
Hey, Jason, can you take some photos from over there,
Which
please?
Jason?
That Jason.
Yeah.
Both of y'all. Listen to me talking like a Southern. Both of y'all.
Well, we're
Both of
Southern
y'all
too.
Yeah.
Take some pictures.
You should hear my wife talk.
Okay, wife. Can you take some pictures? Thank you, darling. I want to rearrange this set.
Yeah, you're good. And you just want to run off that mic. It should still be
Yeah, you
hot.
speak right into it.
Testing, 1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
That's
Perfect.
fine. Go battery.
Why did you say this?
All right, Pixie.
Yeah.
How are you doing? So if you
Doing
can
well.
just speak into the microphone, that'll be cool. So we're joined with Pixie from Striped Pig Distillery, which is technically it's in North Charleston.
That's technical.
Yeah, but it is Charleston.
Yeah.
Charleston County.
Charleston County, let's do that.
Texas.
Charleston, everything.
County, Texas.
I mean, in Charleston, everything is Charleston, even if it's, in Monk's Quarter or
Everybody
something.
claims to be Charleston.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is
No matter
fine.
where they are.
Yeah, Charleston's rad, so,
Yeah.
we love it.
I wish they would all be paying my tax bills.
Where are you from?
Originally?
Yeah.
Connecticut.
Oh, my God, that's
Wow.
Jason's from Connecticut,
Yes.
too.
He had a 203 number. I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
I knew
yeah.
right away.
So when'd you get down to Charleston?
I've been here 20 years now.
Okay. Okay. So you are, tell me about Striped Pig and what your role is with the distillery.
Yeah. So I'm the CEO of Striped Pig Distillery
Okay.
and the owner. And we are the first distillery in Charleston since Prohibition.
Oh, really?
Less than 1% of distilleries worldwide are owned by women, and I own a couple, so I'm skewing those numbers. I am the only female-owned brewery distillery hybrid.
Okay. Oh, so y'all are doing beer, too.
I own Ghost Monkey Brewery as well.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're doing exciting things. I also own Skirt Magazine, which is celebrating its 30th year. It's the
Yeah,
first women's empowerment magazine.
We follow Skirt. We've seen it forever,
That's
around
awesome.
Charleston. So,
Thank you. Yeah.
All these people we've had on the table, I feel like an underachiever.
I know everybody's got these motors, and they are accomplishing such great things.
Yeah.
And I spend most of my life just trying to watch soccer or wrestling when I'm not So. But no, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about what a hybrid owner is.
Well, it's just owning a brewery and a distillery.
Are they-
Because the laws and the regulations around each are so completely different and separate and complex
Okay.
that most people go down one road or the other, but they don't usually go down both.
Now, do they, Devin? They're on Azalea Drive, right? Over.
Yes.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
Azalea. Okay, sorry, I called you Devin instead of DJ. This is my son, everybody. Anyway, so you're over there on Azalea. Do you have like a tasting room?
We sure do. First of
Okay.
all, we have one of the largest collections of aged bourbon in the U.S., which, if you know your bourbon is a product of the United States. So in the world, largest collection of aged bourbon in the world, we have a fantastic tasting room. We just got nominated for this is our 11th year, the 11th year in the row, for best distillery, best tasting room, best karaoke, best trivia, best bartender, best local martini, our Doppio espresso, best bourbons, best vodka, on and on and on.
I mean, I would be remiss to not also shout out to probably one of the best drinks I've ever had is your Southern Pecan.
Oh, thanks.
I don't know how you were able to condense a pumpkin or a pecan pie into liquor.
Yeah.
But it blows me away every time.
It's like crazy how that flies off the shelves. And it doesn't matter what time of year. Like
Yeah.
for me, I thought, people are only going to drink that at Thanksgiving. Wrong.
Yeah.
All
Right.
year long, one of our best sellers.
Right.
And we have that tonight, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We have it right
Yeah.
here.
And
There it is.
we're serving
Yeah,
up a pecan pie cocktail over there.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. Definitely going to have to check that out later.
But we make vodka, rum, gins. Actually, our local gin, the Striped Pig Gin, which is elderberry, lavender, and orange peel, has been featured as one of the best local spirit at least 10 times.
Wow.
Okay.
Yep. People love the gin here. You know?
Yeah, the gin is that's my new drink after, past few years, after whiskeys and stuff. I'm kind of over those. So
You got to try our gin.
yeah, it's
Absolutely.
that's a done deal. So
And then we make a few tequilas. So we've got our Cerdo de Fuego tequila tonight. We actually spent a lot of time and a lot of money to open up an official business in Jalisco, Mexico, so that we could
wow.
really
Yeah.
be a 100% agave,
Authentic,
Blue
yeah.
Weber agave producer. We make a lot of mixtos over here in South Carolina, but that allows us to move some tanks of mixto directly from Jalisco and add whatever we want. So our lime tequila is to die for, and the cinnamon de fuego is our version of a cinnamon grown-up drink, not mentioning any names.
Right.
But if you want
It
a
rhymes
real,
with fireball. Right. So,
if you want, don't use the F word around me, please.
okay. Well, only in Myrtle Beach, so.
So yeah, if you want to try a real grown-up cinnamon drink,
Yeah.
that's the one.
Okay.
And so tonight we made a little pineapple margarita with the Cerdo de Fuego. By the way, do you know what Cerdo de Fuego means?
Something of the fire, flame.
It means pig on fire.
Okay, pig on fire.
Okay, clever.
Okay.
So do y'all have a rotating list of liquors that y'all do, or do y'all have like staples?
We have our staples. We've got like 20 SKUs, but then we introduce some seasonal. So we'll do like a s'mores bourbon or a pumpkin bourbon around the holidays. The s'mores bourbon is pretty
S'mores
incredible.
sounds so
Okay.
It's so, you would think like a s'mores bourbon, but
No,
then
that
if you,
sounds
like, if you
amazing.
it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm all in.
Like,
Right.
after again tasting that pecan pie one, yeah, s'mores, y'all would knock it out of the
Yeah.
park. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. It sounds like a whole lot of stuff that it's like going into I don't know. I'm not comparing y'all to Buc-ee's or anything, but if I go in there, I'm going to buy 50 things. And I'm sure if I go to your place, I'm going to want to buy 50 things. Plus, if you have tasting rooms, and that's a good way to get everything going,
I just went to Buc-ee's for the first time actually
Oh,
2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
Big fans.
It's awesome.
I got the smoked brisket with the bourbon in it, and I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
okay, this is what the pig, needs to be doing.
Yeah,
the
that
bourbon
brisket.
smoked brisket. That's
Yeah.
what's got to happen at the Striped Pig Distillery.
Yeah, I went up there once and asked if I could get the fat that they had cut off it, and the guy was like, no, like, well, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
Well, if you want to try a real seasonal summer product, our summer peach whiskey, which is designed after a green tea shot, like it's indiscriminate. The green tea shot is really trending. So we, my son said, hey, let's just make it so it's poured out of the bottle. People always ask us, when are you going to make some ready-to-drink cocktails? And I'm like, every one of ours is ready to drink.
Yeah.
Right.
And we make it so that you don't need anything. You could drink it over ice, or you could add any kind of juice, and it's going to be foolproof. You can't mess it up.
Oh, perfect.
So tell us a little bit about Ghost Monkey as well. Do y'all have like a lot of synergy going between the two, whether it's selling or product creation?
For sure. So every bourbon begins as a beer, right? So starting the beer mash, it's just natural. We did a bourbon barrel aged beer where we took our lagers and put it in the bourbon barrels right after we bottled out a bottle of bourbon. A bourbon has to be in a new charred oak barrel.
Yeah.
So you can't use it again unless we're using it for something else. We've been using it for our tequilas or our rums, and then we decided, let's try the beer.
Yeah.
So the bourbon barrel beer, which is 18 months and comes out around 12% ABV. Oh my God!
Oh my
if you
God.
love bourbon and you love beer, you're like in heaven.
For sure.
The reason a couple years ago when I bought Ghost Monkey, and I have a partner, John Koski, who was one of the original partners. But what I loved about their mentality is the fact that they really give back to the community, and that's what I am about. We created the original Sip and Share, the first loyalty program in the industry we created, and we're about to take it tech by creating the first tech program for our Sip and Share. And I don't know if you know these. I want to tell you this, though, because it all ties in together.
Yeah.
So, $1 trillion alcohol industry. Striped Pig took it to the blockchain and created the first NFT in the spirit space,
Oh, wow, that's
based on
radical.
the first barrel of bourbon ever
Wow.
made in South Carolina.
That's amazing.
well, that's golly. So you actually set a price, or you set a standard. So
We set the standard,
Right.
and we created our first currency called Booze Bucks.
I'm gonna hold.
Yeah.
Go over here.
There's a switch.
We're gonna have Gigi join us for a little bit. Let's, Gigi, can you say hello to us?
Hey, everybody.
Try it now.
Hi, everyone.
All right, try it again.
Hi, everyone.
That's
There
it.
we
Now I
go.
gotcha.
Yeah, this is ladies' night right now.
Okay.
We should get my wife to come sit over here as well.
She's doing her job.
She is such a trooper, such a good one.
Look at the camera.
Okay.
There you
So
go.
Gigi, you are with us tonight as well. So you are not a performer. You are doing. You're a healer, right?
I am a healer. I am a psychic medium healer.
Okay. Cool. So how long have you been doing that?
So I've been doing it about 4 years now since I went through my spiritual awakening. I went through an abusive relationship. I was abusive of childhood, and so I went through this huge transformation, this huge spiritual awakening. And as I was doing readings for people, I was noticing that I was healing them on profound levels. So I'm able to see like what it is that a person suffers from, what was passed down to them from their family, their ancestors, any generational trauma, and then any blocks, like if they have money issues or love issues, then I'm able to see those things.
So you have a business. I've actually peeked at your website and saw that. So you can do psychic readings. You do Reiki as well. You do other kinds of spiritual, esoteric healing
Yes.
as well. So how do you relate that in a business model? Is most of that word of mouth, or is it you have a client that speaks great of you, and then that's how it spreads, or?
Yes, so mostly it's spread from like word of mouth. I also put together events like single mingles around Charleston to help people that are single, that they're lonely, they need help, they need guidance, they need love. And so I invite them out just so they can enjoy being single and
Right.
experience that and help them with my gifts to be able to help them.
Okay, I think you're part of doesn't Striped Pig have an event this weekend?
We do. Gigi's working her magic
What a
at the Pig.
coincidence. Yeah,
Yeah.
we did that on purpose. So with that journey, I'm fascinated by that. I am a fan. Am I a fan of psychic? No, I'm a believer in all that stuff. So does the energy, the ability, the gift, does it ebb and flow, or is it a constant on how you feel? Does it well, or is it just always there?
It's always there.
Okay.
I'm an empath as well, so
Okay.
I'm able to feel things that normal people can't.
So that must be burdensome sometimes, though.
It is. My job is not an easy one, but it's very rewarding.
Okay.
Is it something that you really have to kind of build and work towards to get to the level that you're currently at when it comes to that?
Yes, it's like a muscle. The more you use it, the more you're going to develop it. So the more that you choose to listen to your intuition and listen to yourself, because it all starts with yourself.
Yeah.
And once you start there, then you can start developing other gifts, like pain, like there's signs everywhere.
Right, yeah.
And once you start seeing like numbers over and over again, or say you see the same bus over and over again, that's a sign. So once you start seeing in that dimension, it changes everything.
Oh, okay. So has Striped Pig done events like? Wait, it's a singles night this weekend, I think?
We've done a couple of singles nights.
Okay.
This will be the first one, but Gigi and I have done a lot of events together, metaphysical fairs, holistic fairs. The Striped Pig does an affair. We do 2 or 3 events a week of all different kinds. So Thursday night is salsa dancing and karaoke. Last night was a meet and greet. Wednesday nights are meet and greets for local businesses, and our sip and share night. So if a company wanted to come in and use our space as a fundraiser for their nonprofit, we give $2 a bottle back for any of the purchases consumed and a percentage of the bar. So they use us for their ongoing fundraising mechanisms for why go to happy hour where you're not getting anything back. They can literally, instead of going to do their car wash to raise a few bucks in the rain, they just come and show up and have martinis.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, that is very awesome. And I think it's great that y'all have been working together, already.
Yes, and Gigi helps me a lot with Skirt Magazine as well.
Okay.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Yeah, we definitely we need to get you on sometime to talk about skirt because it is part of the Low Country. It's one of the foundations of media, frankly, and it's always been there. And it's quite an advocate for women as well. And I think you both are as well. You know, an entrepreneur and an empath and a psychic. So I have to ask, how did you find each other? Was it like, you know, did you just meet each other someday, or did you find her in the ether? Or...
Well, I started doing networking events with other business owners, and I started attending her networking events, and just through other people. What drew me to Pixie was she's just an amazing person.
Okay.
Very, very smart lady, and I love being around her because she teaches me a lot.
Yeah.
And, you know, finding a great mentor is everything. Just having somebody just to look up to and help you on your journey and path. So I always believe if you desire to be successful, be around other people who desire to be successful and that are successful. So,
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. And she's one of the hard workers that said, "What do you need? I'm your best volunteer." And you know, I always need those helping hands. And to her point, the mini skirt, which is we founded in 2024. The statistics for women in financial independence, even though we're moving into greater positions in the workforce, the financials are not equaling what's happening for gender equality. So I thought, we got to start with younger ladies. We can't wait.
Okay.
So many of the skirt members, which is 45 to 65, are still finding their way. And that's just not acceptable. So we launched the mini skirt this past year so we can start targeting education training for financial literacy to women 14 years and up.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
That's good.
And so Gigi was gracious enough to say, "I'm in, I'll help."
Okay, cool. So now you're getting that demographic, and you can influence. You have a mentor, so eventually you're going to be a mentor
yes.
to somebody.
And I do help other people as well,
Oh, yeah.
mentor them as well with
Right.
their gifts. And I work with war veterans. I work with them with their PSTD, their anxiety, their depression. I help other women that have been through what I've been through with abusive relationships and to guide them on to moving out of that. So my gifts are not just about being a psychic medium, it's about helping people, and that's what I love about it the most.
Okay, excellent. Well, it was good talking to y'all. We're going to see if, hey, Jason, can we do quick hitters with some of your acts playing tonight?
I know you're talking about music, but the
Yeah.
music going on over at the Pig too?
Yeah, bam.
Okay.
We'd love to have any of your network. Really want to see you over at the
Oh, yeah,
Straight
absolutely.
Pig.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
Oh,
Thank
thanks
you.
for coming on. It was nice meeting y'all. Yeah, we'll have you on as well, Gigi, if you're ever into a long-form interview as well. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Look at us making connections here. This is awesome. Subscribe, by the way, subscribe to Shrimp City Report on YouTube, and you can see this.
Oh, I didn't talk about that.
You guys
Yep.
get on there because I'm about to sit down too.
If you're promoting,
Well,
Is it cool?
Jason owns the company with me.
you want to speak in there?
Jason, could you come to the table, please?
Ooh, everybody got so quiet. Do I have the voice of authority? Carry on.
Yeah, bring some of that striped pig there.
Do you need Gigi up there on that side, or is she?
He wants to talk about shrimp. I said, I know what to
Yeah,
do.
we're gonna.
I can
Do
fix
you want to get
this.
some of your musicians that you have tonight? Just cycle them in. Yeah.
You talk really quickly around the break.
No, that's fine. That is fine. Just make yourself at home.
Sure enough.
It's only being broadcast to 800,000 people right now.
Oh, you're in good hands now.
Right on. So what's your name?
Jason.
Jason, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
What do you do over at Striped Pig?
About everything.
About everything?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
good.
do the maintenance.
Yeah.
maintenance and just help general stuff.
Okay. That accent sounds Australian. Where are you from?
Savannah.
Savannah, right on. Right on.
Yeah.
So when did you get up to Charleston? When did you start working for them?
I went full time a month ago.
Uh-huh.
I came to Charleston. I'm a commercial fisherman.
There you go. There's the shrimp connection.
Right.
All right, right, right on.
So I'm a commercial fisherman, and during the off season, I work on aircraft.
Okay.
I travel all over the eastern coast.
Okay.
Wow.
And this off season, or actually last off season, I went to Boeing.
Okay. Working on Boeing aircraft.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
then otherwise you're a commercial fisherman and
That's
getting
right.
shrimp.
Yes.
So right on. Oh, right off the bat, we talk to anybody that's related in the shrimp industry. What do we usually ask them?
We usually ask what's your favorite way to eat shrimp.
Well, you want to go through the Forrest Gump list?
We get
actually the
No
I mean, we get that
Bubba Gump.
answer every time.
Yeah, no Bubba Gump. Just what do you want? If Thanksgiving was, you got to choose the shrimp, what shrimp would you eat?
I like the springtime shrimp.
Uh-huh.
The ones that come off of our coast.
Yeah.
They're raised in our estuaries.
Okay.
So the roe shrimp, they have the eggs in them.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I will boil them with the heads on and eat them just like crawfish.
Yeah, head on's the way.
Yeah.
That's
when
absolutely the way to go.
Yeah, so when you pull the head off after the cooked, everything is cooked, ready to eat. The eggs, and you can squeeze them a little bit, put it on a cracker. It's actually pretty good.
Okay, so we're going to keep you on speed dial as far as getting fresh shrimp.
Fresh shrimp.
Yeah.
I love tilefish.
I don't catch too many fish.
Okay.
Yeah. Well-
But no, shrimp is well, we're named after shrimp.
Next time we need a trip to Atlanta, we know who to call.
Oh shit, to Savannah.
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 Yeah.
So anywhere from May to January.
Okay.
That's during the season. And if I'm not going out myself, I do know people, so I will be able to get you a connection.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Awesome.
cool.
Well, it was good talking to you.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're going to
Great
cycle
meeting
in
you.
some of the musicians that are playing tonight, and then we're going to stop this and go have some liquor drinks.
The striped pig is just taunting us at this point.
Got
over
the best
there.
around.
Yeah, I'm like,
The pecan bourbon over ice on the rocks.
oh yeah, we talked
that's
about
my
that.
favorite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
That is basically the essence of Southern in a bottle,
It is.
Right.
That's right.
Okay, well, thanks again.
Yeah,
and,
thank you.
We'll talk to you around the bar a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, swapping a Jason for a Jason.
Jason for a Jason.
Come on up, guys.
Yeah, you can go with headphones if you want. Every mic should be live.
I think
Come
those
sit on
two
this side.
might not be.
Yeah, that one needs to be turned.
Can you see the two of us?
I think, ladies, you gotta scoot in.
Oh, thanks. Not to interrupt your show here.
No, you're good.
Devin.
You still gotta scoot in. It doesn't get you.
Oh man.
Honestly,
Okay.
I
No,
don't
this
mind
sounds-
going over there.
Do you mind standing back there?
Yeah, you're like barely.
Here, let me do
There.
this. I'm going to go over there to record. If y'all want to take my seat for this
that
one,
cool?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
If I can get out.
this will be edited
Oh,
in
yeah.
the studio. Well, Blaze, you got a mic. Let me hear you.
I don't know. that you're
Test,
used
test.
All right,
One,
good,
two.
good, good.
to this many breaks, Devin, but
Say what?
I don't know that you're used to this many breaks in it. All right. But anyone listening out there, you know.
Right.
No, that's how it was going to be. I like the best part of this podcast is the creaking chairs.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like a haunted house now.
Adds a little flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just want to invite these two up here. Isaiah's been one of the regular artists that we have performing here at Benny Rinaldi's in Park Circle. And Blaze, this is his first night doing a paid performance. I met Blaze at one of our TRL nights. He plays throughout Charleston at open mics. But he's going to be kicking it off in about hopefully 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, we'll make it. We'll leave quickly.
So
It's all good, guys.
if you had any questions, you guys want to just talk a little bit about where you're coming from in the music scene. Maybe Isaiah, you could go first.
Yeah, Isaiah, what are you local? I mean, have you played around here before?
Oh yeah, I'm out in Somerville, but I've been playing in the area the past, I don't know, 4, 5 years or so, and in multiple bands. Actually, we played a gig together a few years back.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
how-
know. I was trying to be coy.
He's putting
you know?
kayfabe on, pretending he didn't know.
Right. So,
These days, I'm fronting in a band called Black Velvet Revival. We're like a hard rock grunge group.
okay. Well, it's interesting because, I do know you're around town from bands and everything, but is this a departure, playing solo like this? Just putting yourself out at the TapRoom Live?
Yeah, I'd say I'm still playing a lot of the same songs you would hear from the band, but they're it's just me and my acoustic guitar, and I'll do some other things that you might not hear the band do, but I have on my set list around town, just as a solo artist.
Okay, so that is, a kind of a leap for you to go from being in bands usually. Blaze, this is your first time doing this tonight, or at least tell me about your night.
It's his first solo gig.
Oh, first solo
Okay,
gig.
gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, it is my first solo gig. So I started this venture. Sorry. If I'm
Yeah, no, that's fine.
about 6 to 8 months ago.
Okay.
Just doing open mics and just getting my music out, and just kind of was going through like a lot of stuff, and I thought it'd be very therapeutic to finally just express myself through music and just kind of like introduce my songs that I've been writing over the years. And it got like a lot of feedback. And then I made friends with Jeremy Hobson, and basically led to TapRoom Live, and now I'm on a podcast with y'all about to.
Yeah.
I just turned 33, and it's like my first gig, so it's like a great birthday present, a great opportunity.
That's fantastic. Yeah, no, there's no pressure at all. Not at all. Don't worry about it. Even though you're around grizzled veterans, you can do this standing on their heads. So, what do you guys think about the camaraderie of this kind of scene, especially the TRL?
I think it's a very needed thing, especially in Charleston. I feel like there are small communities of different genres and different groups of people, but this kind of community really brings people together, and I think that's something that this scene needs desperately. Because you have a few circles, they run around together, but you don't really have something like this where, there's Rock Pile, and a lot of people have been going to that for years, and that's a great way to make connections. But this, as far as for up-and-coming artists, solo artists, songwriters, it's a great way for them to leap into the scene and make good connections, like you would at a Rock Pile, but in more of a chill setting where it's just you and your acoustic guitar, and you just play your original music. And that's something I really like about this place, is that they encourage you to play your original music, unlike all these other gigs that we're used to playing, like 2-3 hour cover gigs. They want a certain amount of material from you, from certain artists. But this place really encourages original music, original artists, and that's something that's also desperately needed in the Charleston scene, I feel.
So, Blaze, what do you think?
I think that these people are basically like my second family.
Okay, yeah,
So
that's
I'm a spiritual person. I go to church. I have my like church friends. But
we
I
like
also-
church.
Oh yeah. But I also have my open mic and my music friends, and they're my brothers in arms. And Isaiah and I actually met at Godwin's. I first started out, and now he's like on sound for my first gig. He's my brother in arms, and I love him.
Godwin's, I need to mention, is actually technically going to be one of our kind of partner venues. If you go to taproomlive.com, the big thing that you need to look for there is the map. The map has plotted out all the venues that we think are the musicians they're starting to play at. So you can go and find these venues, go to their section on the map, see the website, and you can see what shows are going to be playing there. But the big thing is Godwin's is another big bar out in Somerville that's hosting open mics. and the host there, Josh Jarman, is a good friend of ours. He's played at one of our TRL nights about 2 months ago. He is a partner with us, and he does. We are going to actually start doing, hopefully, a TRL at that venue one time.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool to meet all these people who host open nights, because we're promoting them, and it's just the feedback loop. And you and I talked about this, Devin, which I think is really one of the coolest things is TapRoomLive.com and just all the content that we're getting for musicians, artists. It's kind of like a farm team. The River Dogs send players up to the Yankees. The idea behind TapRoomLive.com is if you're an emerging artist, you come on to one of our events or nights, you play, and other venues will start to see that you can actually perform in those conditions. And then, we're sending and connecting with other musicians, and you can get into starting hopefully bands, writing music with other people. It's a really cool vibe that I think. I might sound a little rigid right now, but I like talking about the business side of it. But we party.
Yeah, so that's good. Everybody, there are people that aren't interested in the business, and hearing everybody we talked to tonight is an empowering, story. Nobody really happened into this. Number one, there was either sweat that went into it, or, as you said, spiritually, there was some kind of machination that dropped people into these opportunities. So I think it's a good testament of what's going on here at TRL Live.
Yeah.
Devin, do you have anything to add?
I guess I'd be mistaken to not ask you. The two of y'all have anything uploaded on TapRoom Live yet?
Oh yeah, we do. I know that there's one from here, Blue Suede Shoes. There's one of me playing here at one of my solo gigs, and I believe we've got.
There's two of you actually.
There's two
on the site. Your content. Blaze will get something up for you.
Awesome.
Probably after this one, but yeah, there's a video of Blaze over at the Ice House as well. Every artist like Jeremy, he's got a ton of content up there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I will say, I got to give a shout out to say one thing here at the end is we are testing out. I do have a partner on the West Coast of California.
Oh wow!
Right on.
And we are testing out with a comedy group called the Anointed Greens out in Los Angeles. We're testing out for improv and comedy out there.
Wow, that's a good idea. Darn.
That's really innovative, yeah.
So, check them out. Go check out Anointed Greens. You can kind of see what they're doing on YouTube. And they're a comedy trio, three African-American, rambunctious, fun women. And they have a venue that they host events at, and they are recruiting talent from Asia as well. So, again, to bring it up, it is not just Charleston, but the idea is that this could not just be music. It could be poetry. It could be comedy. And so those are just some of the things that we are trying to experiment with. And again, it's about fostering communities wherever it is. But Charleston is where we are really starting this.
Well, you're building a huge monster. I hope you're ready for that. And by the way, do you ever just go home and like smoke a cigarette and watch Jeopardy or something? I mean, it seems like you're on. It's like, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna have a TapRoom Live on the moon sometime. Someday, Come on.
Well, Mars is free, though, right?
Okay, go for Mars.
Yeah. I will say thanks also to Benny Rinaldi for hosting us. There's a lot of great venues here in Park Circle, but a lot of people don't know about the tap room here. But Benny's.
Don't tell people.
Benny,
I love
it's our
coming
favorite
back
place
here.
to just chill out.
We don't want to get too big, but the bar here is grown, and what's cool about Benny's is, if you haven't heard of them, they are the home of the Virginia Slice. I gotta say this for the brand, but there's 45 locations throughout the Southeast, so there's go check it out if you're not down here in South Carolina.
By Virginia Slice, you mean it's the size of Virginia?
Shaped after it.
Okay, yeah.
Shaped after it.
But,
oh wow, I never thought about that.
No, it's not.
Okay, thanks.
But hey, we should probably get some music played.
Yeah, it's a good thing that y'all aren't doing Rhode Island slices, or they'd be very small. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up for DJ.
Yep.
Myself, Isaiah, Jason, plays. I think we don't have any saved rounds, so we are going to wrap this up. This was the Shrimp City Report live. We will have the information for everybody we talked to on our website by the weekend, so you can go out and see all of them. There's an event Sunday or Saturday we'll promote. Otherwise, we are going to say sayonara and get some striped pig.
Later from taproomlive.com and Benny's in Park Circle as well.
Ciao. Y'all be good.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, we'll do the quickest breakdown ever.